The Ballad of Pansy O'Hara, a poem by me. There once was a girl named Pansy O'Hara who lived in a house on the hill of Tara. She was very beautiful and rather quite rich, but mostly at times she was a bit of a bitch. Her hair was wavy, her skin slender and brisk, and although her heart was snooty, she liked to take risks. On the day of St. Patrick's came David O'Shea, who lived on the sheep farm a few yards away. He was a handsome teenager with the modest of means, and in his own eyes, Pansy was the girl of his dreams. He approached Pansy with a pretty bouquet of daisies and roses. He was dressed in his best, like a younger version of Moses. He got on one knee and said, "I may not have money, but I can offer you love," and he kissed his lips on Pansy's white glove. But Pansy said, "No, I cannot cope with you or your bullish drool. You're obviously a peasant and a lovesick fool." Poor David's soul was crushed and his heart was broken, and he knew in an instant that Pansy would never be his token. So he concocted a plan to get his revenge and to teach Pansy a lesson for being a wrench. The next day he came with another bouquet of flowers for Pansy to sniff, as lovely as he pleased. And she would have accepted his hand that time if it weren't for the bees. With a scream, Pansy took off down the hill, hoping that she wouldn't end up like Jack or Jill. Down the hill she ran with all her might, running past rocks and trees that went past her sight. She could have stopped to take a whiff, but then she stepped right off a cliff. Down Pansy fell, she was never seen again, and from that day forward it started to rain. The hill of Tara became a cold, cold, dark place, with endless showers and no sun to show its face. For the gods had mercy on poor Pansy. She didn't deserve to die, and no matter how hard they tried to move on, they continued to cry. And in that house where Pansy once slept, even her family sobbed and mourned and wept. Even young David had an epiphany, for he had taken a young girl's life. And maybe, if he hadn't been so angry, Pansy might have been his wife. And so ends the tale of Pansy O'Hara, who was once the most beautiful girl in all of Tara.